With that being said, another question that pops up for that I want to ask you is, what do you recommend musicians to do in order to protect their originality and not water down their brand identity, especially again in this climate where you have to be in people's faces all the time and you're trying to grab people's attention? Like that right there can obviously put a musician in a position where they feel like they might have to do way too much, right? And then get them to do things that they're not used to because it's not their personality.
Right. Okay. So when you say protect their originality, do you mean like not getting lost as like a person and trying to find it, or do you mean like protecting it from other people? Like being influenced by it and like trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, really, I would like you to answer both, to be honest with you, because that point that you mentioned right there is important. If let's start off with the first one, right, and then the second part about actually protecting originality from those like how you mentioned, that's definitely something that we want to bring to light.
Right. Well, I'll answer that second one first because it's shorter. It's pretty to the point. There is no way to protect it. You can only just be first to market, to where when people see that thing of yours, they say, "Oh, nah, that's Bros. He did it first." That's, to me, it's simple. That's the only way you could protect it. You're putting things on the internet. People are gonna see it, get inspired by it. Yeah. So there's nothing you could particularly do.
Yeah, I guess it's just one of those things where you can't view it as a negative way. As a matter of fact, that's a positive. If you see other people are going with your style, right? You got to say,
you got to double down on that. You got to double down. Yeah, you just got to double down on it.
You got to double down on it and just accept the fact that your shit's hot. People want to look like you. You know what I mean? And create a visual persona like yours. So that's how you would have to go ahead and take it. Now, the other part of the question, which is basically, how can you make sure you're not losing yourself in a world where it's demanding a lot of consistency, and you could still, feel like what you're putting out there is still you.
Okay, so I'll try to answer this, and if I misunderstood it, then tell me. But I think to answer your question, I would say that it becomes overwhelming and starts to feel like something that is not you when you're trying to do everything. Like the artist is looking around them and seeing people have these moments and seeing things work for people, and it's making them uncomfortable to think about doing what that person's doing. But it doesn't mean that that's what you have to do in order to have success in that same realm of things. So like, for instance, with TikTok, a lot of people and artists cringe at the thought of it, but what they're referencing in their mind is something else that made them cringe. They're not referencing like a cool thing that they saw. And then honestly, just to be real, as an artist, you don't need to be on every platform. You don't need to feel like you have to try to post 10 times a day on every single platform. It's just not reality. And a lot of artists that people see doing that, they're not just doing it by themselves. They got a team of people that's kind of helping to keep things structured a bit. So you can't, so I would say that's the thing. You can't try to overexhaust yourself and looking at other people's moments and try to like gauge it towards your own. You still got to find things that are unique and don't make you cringe when you have to go do them. And just realize again that you're not going to be lit on YouTube and lit on TikTok and lit on Instagram. And I mean, even go look at those YouTubers and different people now. The numbers don't ever match up to the other platforms. So I would say to keep the originality and what you feel is like true to you as an artist. Just don't do shit that you don't want to do. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's simple. It's like you can find a way to do whatever that thing is, but make it work for you if you care enough to do it.
Yeah. And from the sounds of it, I mean, with your method sounds like it make it more about making an impact, right? Than just trying to go ahead and if being consistent means doing a whole bunch of stuff that you don't want to do, just don't go that route. Right. Just make sure that when you are going to be posting content, creating content, it's going to be true to you, and it's going to be making more of an impact for when you are active and you are showcasing a content piece to your audience.
Because you're wasting your time, you're doing yourself a disservice trying to put content up somewhere, and it's not good content. So people don't understand it's like with every single app, it's a different content language anyway. Like the things that you would post on TikTok, you're not really gonna post that on Instagram and have the same success. So to me, it's ineffective to spend your time making content pieces just to say you're posting them on an app. If it's
Mm,
not like fitting in that lane, then just don't do it. Spend your time getting better at something else. Trying to like rather than and the thing is too, like a lot of people aren't sitting down and really looking at the content on different platforms and studying the content because they're an artist. They have to spend time making music, doing the art, and focusing on the music. So they end up getting on an app and just start posting things, don't really see success. But if you step back, it's like that content wasn't the same language of the platform that you posted on. So yeah, to me, it's a disservice to spend your time and then even like potentially negatively self-talk yourself as if the content wasn't this or this. So yeah, I just think it doesn't make much sense. It's a waste of time and energy, and you really don't have too much to waste as a independent artist. You don't have anyone else to pick up that slack. So yeah.
facts. It's really it's either you're moving or if you ain't moving, nothing's moving. I hear you on that.